أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. وعن أبي عثمان رضي الله عنه قال كنت مع سلمان رضي الله عنه تحت الشجرة فأخذ غصنا منها يابسا فهزه حتى تحات ورقه ثم قال يا أبا عثمان ألا تسألني لما أفعل هذا؟ قلت ولم تفعله؟ قال هكذا فعل بي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنا معه تحت الشجرة فأخذ منها غصنا يابسا حتى تحات ورقه فقال يا سلمان ألا تسألني لما أفعل هذا؟ قلت ولم تفعله؟ قال إن المسلم إذا توضأ فأحسن الوضوء ثم صلى صلوات الخمس تحاتت خطاياه كما تحات هذا الورق. وقال أقم الصلاة طرف النهار وزلفا من الليل إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات ذلك ذكرى للذاكرين. So we are in with the hadith of the virtues of the salah, of the prayer. And the hadith of Abu Uthman radiallahu anhu says, I was once sitting under the tree with Salman al-Farisi radiallahu anhum ajma'in. He caught hold of a dry branch of the tree and he shook it very well till all its leaves fell out. He then he said to me, O Abu Uthman, will you not ask me why I'm doing this? So he's asking, then tell me. He said, the Prophet ﷺ had done exactly like this before me. While I was with him under the tree, he caught a dry branch of it and shook it till all its leaves fell off. At this he says, O Salman, so the Prophet ﷺ telling to Salman, O Salman, will you not ask me why I'm doing this? And I replied, do tell me, why are you doing this? And he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith. Verily, when a Muslim takes wudu properly, this is interesting word. من توضأ فأحسن الوضوء, like properly taking wudu, because many of us, we don't pay attention to wudu very well, and we just take it like but there are so many areas that may be dry, especially when we come to the elbows, when we come to the feet to wash them, in between toes, and so on. So the ahsan wudu, the Prophet Ali specifically talks here, properly taking wudu. And one instance is Hassan and Hussein radiallahu anhum. They used to saw the old man, he's taking wudu, but everything is wrong, whatever he does. So then they say, their uncle, because you're aged, we are boys, we are trying to learn how to take wudu. Can you watch us how we are taking wudu and tell us who is the best in doing wudu? So they tell him, hey, old man, you don't know how to take wudu, right? Look, you're aged and you don't know how to take wudu. He said, no, you'll be our judge. Look at us and who is the best in taking of wudu, because they learned from Prophet ﷺ. So he was watching them how they taking wudu. And the end, they said, who is the best? He says, you are both best, I am wrong. So they taught him lesson, because taking wudu, when specifically when talk about properly, it's very, very important. So when a Muslim takes wudu properly and then observes his salah 5 times a day, of course, praying, his sins fell off just as these leaves have fallen off. So from that branch, when you shake it, so all the leaves are going out, because that's how sin basically. As they said, the last drop from the taking wudu, the last drop from your hands, from your what do you call it, the face, from your fingers, from your feet, the drops that, basically taking the sins. Because taking wudu actually is like wiping the sins, erasing them. He then, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, recited the following verse from the Quran Kareem: "أقم الصلاة طرفي النهار وزلفا من الليل." Establish. He didn't say pray. Usually we translate this "أقم الصلاة," pray. Pray is different. Establishing the prayer is different. Is it's not the same, because many of us, we do pray. Just after prayer, you ask him or you ask her, "What have you read in the first track?" I say, "Oh Allah, I don't know. I just forgot." So that means that person prayed, did not establish the prayer, but he or she prayed. We prayed, but we did not establish the prayer, because establish, when there is a good connection, you are aware of your prayer. You are aware of your standing, your bowing, your prostration, your du'as, supplications. So you are, all the time in the prayer. Of course, being 100% in the prayer, impossible. To be concentrate 100% in the prayer, impossible. Why? Because nobody did it before us. Those who are best of us, they did it. So we cannot do it. So there's one of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when he was saying to companions, he's challenging them. He says, "Who will pray only 2 rakats? Only 2 rakats, without thinking about anything else, no, what do you call it, interruption in the prayer. You're concentrated only in the prayer. I will give him my shield." It's giving from the Prophet. He's giving you his shield. That's, something value. So everybody wants it. It's from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They love him so much. So nobody is, willing, because they afraid. But the Ali radiallahu, his cousin, says, "I will do it, O Messenger of Allah." Okay, do it. And he was praying and praying and praying, and on the end, he's finishing praying. So the Prophet said, "Huh, what you have done with your prayer?" He said, "Oh Messenger of Allah, I was concentrating all the time in my prayer. Just on the end of the prayer, I was thinking, are you giving me the new one or the old one?" He said, see what Shaitan he does for you. He everything was okay, but on the end of the prayer was thinking, is it new shield or the old one? So the Prophet ﷺ proved them that is, impossible to pray 100% of it. So that's how much of the prayers we had, the reward, how much we are in the prayer. 2%, 5%, 10%. If you have 10%, oh Allah Akbar, mashallah, that's amazing. Or more, so that's how the reward comes. So he reciting this ayah established salah of the two ends of the day, and approaches of the night. Verily, good deeds annul or nullify, erase ill deeds. This is a reminder for the mindful people. Of course, this hadith is beautiful by these words, but we see uh, other thing is where companions radiallahu anhum, they used to imitate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in everything that possible way. So look at this hadith of Salman and Uthman. So Salman was a prophet, and he was teaching them this hadith. And then he got another companion and was telling to him, "And why not asking me?" And then he said, "Why are you doing this?" And he explained on the end of the hadith, said, "Because I was with the Prophet alayhi salatu, and he taught me exactly same words." So they used to love the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and they trying to do everything what he did sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When it come to the wudu, they used to copy the Prophet ﷺ to do the wudu as the Prophet did it, because they know that is the best way. So they used to imitate how he is sitting. When he sits, everybody is how, and then everybody sits like him, so to speak, because they want to come closer to him, because out of the love. Nobody say, "Why you sitting like this? Spread your legs, or this way or that way." No, they are copy. They don't argue, but they know there's a Prophet. So there is no argument with the Prophet ﷺ. Of course, these erasing sins, as we mentioned before, are mainly minority, minor sins. Not the major one that requires tawbah from ourselves. We have to make tawbah, or praying 2 rakats, and like there is a salah, pray tawbah salah. So the minor one. That's why from the prayer to the prayer, Allah erases the sins, right? From the Jummah to the Jummah, from Ramadan to Ramadan. So as I mentioned before, so all these are erasing sins. And of course, wudu. Wudu is one of the things that erases the sins and increases the nur, the light in the face, and that's how the Prophet ﷺ will recognize us as his ummah, followers, because he said atharul wudu, the trace of wudu. So he will see his ummah. Oh, okay, this is from my ummah. This because of the wudu. As much as you increase it, the light will be more and more. We ask Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, pray to Him to guide us and help us and increase our nur, understanding and love. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.